What's up? I'm back to react to another HGTV episode. So a real house flipper reacting to TV house flippers. And if you guys enjoy this, let me know in the comments. If there's one that you want me to react to, let me know in the comments too, because I'd love to do one that you choose.
Okay, so in this clip, this is from Fixer to Fabulous. So this house was built in the 1800s. It's in good shape. The host shares with us a couple of blueprints so that we know what they have planned going down the line.
Okay, let's check it out. I've never seen this before, just like all the others, and I've never even heard of Fixer to Fabulous, so let's see what it looks like.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, it is so pretty.
Picked a great area.
All right, so this is your cutie.
Okay, built in the 1800s, 1,882 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. So the 1800s is a potential problem. If you're gonna buy and fix up old houses, you need to be really careful. There's a lot of historic requirements. I can already see in this house, it looks pretty historic. So check on that before you purchase. Is there some requirements in the city and the code? But they're usually like, when you uncover stuff, there's like big problems that causes a lot of expense and you go deeper and deeper, a lot of foundation problems, things like that. So I rarely ever fix up old houses. Now, if you're somebody who is in an area that has a lot of old houses, I would become an expert on fixing up old houses and maybe create a niche there. My niche was not doing old houses.
Little house.
This is our cutie little house.
Love this house.
All right, so let's talk about how much money we have to work with.
So our goal is to spend $160,000.
Okay.
So I've never seen the show. I don't know where they are, but they bought the house for $580,000. They have a reno budget of $160K, so they say their total all-in investment is $740,000. So when you get to high price points, I'm always wondering where the median home price is. Where's the first-time home buyers looking? Where's the highest demand for homes in the area? It might be here, but a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,800 square foot house for probably like $850, $950, $1 million is what they're gonna need to sell it for to make a profit. That's pretty wild. So they're definitely in an expensive area, I can tell that. The other thing that I notice is $160,000 reno budget for an 1,880 square foot house. That's a lot. You're almost at $100 a square foot in reno budget, which is, I mean, I could build a house for that in most cities that I work in. So I'm interested to see what they're gonna do to this house and how they're gonna add enough value to be able to sell it for a huge profit.
Okay, this is a great sized lot, especially for
Huge.
being right downtown.
Definitely.
We love the idea of keeping the tradition, but when you get up close to this home, it has some challenges on the exterior, maybe freshening up the paint.
All right, so the plan out here, freshen up the landscaping, the paint, new roof. We just really want to keep the quaint charm of it. Wow, so cool.
These 2 rooms here.
Okay, so let's start on the outside. They talked about landscaping, paint, and new roof. So they also talked about the charm, and once you get close, they have to fix some things up. So I'm always looking at landscaping. Landscaping definitely does, the outside and exterior when somebody pulls up is really important. So looking at that stuff, landscaping, exterior paint, or new roof, things like that, all very important to do. But I also wouldn't go overboard. I would look around. They mentioned a big lot downtown. So this is definitely probably a highly desirable area. And when you go look at all the other properties and what the landscaping looks like, the exterior paint, the roof, those kind of things, you want your property to blend in. You don't need like blinged out landscaping when everybody else has like rocks in Arizona, right? And so just match it to the neighborhood. Some people go way overboard, do way too much, thinking that that's like their dream house, what they want to do. Match it to the rest of the neighborhood and see what they've got going on. You don't need to go way bigger, spend way more money. What you want to do is you want to look at the other comps and kind of match them, or maybe just go a little bit above.
Were actually original parts built during the Civil War.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, are you envisioning this dining? This just like an entry sitting room? We'll do new flooring throughout. We'll get rid of this dated arch. We'll update your paint, get you new lighting. And then back here, we'll make your dining space and we'll make this entry space more welcoming when you walk in.
One of the things that is neat is
So now they're inside the house. It was interesting. I looked at those like old hardwood floors, and they didn't really talk about keeping them or not keeping them. They just said, we're going new floors. So one thing I would always keep in mind in like an 1800s house is it more valuable? Is it gonna get me a bigger return and bang for my buck to keep the older original floors, even if they are a little bit damaged or discolored or there's some gaps or something like that? But that's the character. Like, we strip out all the character. They also had this archway that they were kind of squaring off, and they were making it modern for sure, but sometimes that's not the best decision. Let's see what else they do.
This is actually a coal-burning fireplace.
Oh, wow.
I don't even know where you get coal.
I know,
But,
yeah.
right? You know, it's part of the history and charm of the house. And
You don't have to keep it, you don't.
Right.
I'm just gonna pause this before they go any further. I hope they don't rip this thing out. It's a coal burning fireplace. It's got a ton of history. If they rip it out and put like an electric fireplace in there, I'm gonna get really frustrated.
We're flexible on it.
Okay, all right, so in here, new flooring,
Okay, they said they're flexible, so we'll see.
paint, new lighting. We can update the fireplace. Basically just updating, sprucing everything up.
yeah.
The kitchen.
Kitchen, let's do it.
Kitchen.
Okay, so the plan in here. We're going to open up this wall to your dining space. We're gonna give you a freestanding island, close this off and give you pantry. New flooring that's consistent with the rest of the house, paint, new cabinets, new lighting, and then update the built-in. And square off this bay and have beautiful French doors so that you can have access to your outdoor entertaining space.
Okay, so on this one, the kitchens and bathrooms pretty much sell houses. So this one, they're gonna open the wall, they're gonna do an island, they're gonna add a pantry. One thing to think about in older homes is a lot of times they don't have a lot of storage. Like we just keep so much gadgets and things like that these days, and storage of food and all kinds of stuff. Like we squirrel away all kinds of things. Where in the 1800s, that wasn't the case. So I'm always thinking about storage space, flow of how things go inside of a kitchen or a bathroom or a living room or dining room and things like that. And we just live differently now. So they're opening up spaces. They're doing a little bit of external work to add those bay doors, which I think is smart. And then they talk about new flooring. What I noticed in the walkthrough is the living room and dining room had the original flooring, and then it was older, nasty, kind of like tile in the kitchen. So one decision they may have made to pull the old flooring was so that it would match all throughout the first floor. And hopefully what they do is they do kind of like a distress finish or some older looking floor in there and a really nice floor. For $160,000, I think they're probably doing some pretty nice floor. All right, let's jump back in.
That is original rust on studs. So these are like 100-year-old.
Oh, it's circle sawn too.
Yeah. This was like the original exterior of the house.
It was just these two rooms, I think, right? In the original house.
Really cool.
So in older houses, this is some things that you do find. You find some really cool things like that. They're talking about like hand-milled 2x4s and lumber. And it's really cool to see that.
That looks so good. You brought the modern touch to
Yes.
it.
Look at the exposed
I love
brick.
that. Oh,
Look
wow.
at that. So that was behind there.
It was. Can you believe it? That was back there.
Wow.
So I really like what they did with that fireplace. They kept it, they exposed the brick, they framed it out. But you can tell in this room, like it doesn't look a lot different, right? It's freshened up. They didn't go crazy. They did some, it looks like they did some different trim up top, on top of the ceiling. And, but just some paint, it goes a long way. So I'm interested to see where they spent all this money.
Oh my God, it's beautiful.
You got your
I
bigger
know, I
ring.
love it.
Oh my gosh, I love
The backsplash is gorgeous.
Yeah.
This is so awesome. This
I
is
love it.
so welcoming.
I know.
I just
it's so
love it.
homey.
I mean, this is like perfect.
So they did a really good job on the kitchen and the exterior, kind of moving those bay doors in. I'm glad they put in a lot of glass there so you can see out into the patio. But I'm still not seeing $160,000 here. Like the kitchen renovation was good. I see the new roof. I see them cleaning up the outside. To me, and maybe this is a more expensive area, but to me, I think I would get this done for about 100K, maybe 110. So let's see what else they did.
Perfect place to entertain.
Updated it a little.
It's beautiful. Oh, I love it. Thank you so
glad.
much.
These pieces are so beautiful.
First place I've really been able to display them.
The 20th house. You finally have a place.
We cart box after
know,
box
I
after
know.
box with us.
I usually
everywhere.
find a place to camouflage them in, but this is like now they're really on
Yes.
display.
All right.
We're gonna grow roots here.
Roots.
After 28 years, we're gonna have roots somewhere.
They managed to keep the character of the house, but make it feel modern.
Okay, so it took me a while, but I actually see what's happening here. This is a family who bought a house, they're gonna live in it, and they're fixing it up. So they don't have to sell it for $950,000 or $1 million. So maybe, just maybe, this house is only gonna be worth $750,000 or $800,000 and the family's fine with it. They bought a house for a slight discount and they're fixing it up. As a flipper, you cannot do that. You cannot over renovate. You can't put as much money in as what the value is. You've got to add equity and add appreciation. So I hope they show the numbers of what this house is appraised at afterwards, but a lot of times on these shows, they just don't. So a lot of times the purchase price plus the rehab on things like this are actually more than what the house would appraise for. And the family's fine with that. They're gonna live there forever. They're talking about growing roots and things. So I expected them to show they're gonna sell it for this, they're gonna make a profit. They may actually even be into this house at a negative equity when it's done, and that's fine for TV, but for you as a flipper, it's not okay. You've gotta build in forced appreciation. You gotta build in equity and profit into your numbers. You gotta buy the house deep, you gotta manage the project well and hit it on time.
They managed to keep the character of the house, but make it feel modern. It's just beyond words.
Okay, so overall, pretty good episode. I still don't know where they spent $160,000 on that house. Price obviously creeps up. I don't know what the location is, but I think the family's really happy. They got a fixed up house, but I mean, as a flipper, the biggest thing that I'll tell you, you're running a business. You've got to make a profit to stay in business. And you got to watch the numbers. You got to keep the rehab timeline, keep the budget, and do a good job and produce a quality product and constantly be looking for the next deal and the next deal and the next deal. So I enjoyed this. I hope you guys did too. This was another one where there were some takeaways that I had of some things that you should do, you shouldn't do, some things to think about, and hopefully there's a ton of tips in there that you can use in your business, whether you're getting started flipping houses or you've been flipping houses for years. I appreciate you hanging out with me and watching it. And if there's a show that you want me to go through and react to and talk about or talk through, put it in the comments below and I'll do it for you.